Hello, it is Monday. How was your weekend? I am interested to see how your weekend went. Mine went fast, super fast. That's how my weekend went. It was so super fast, but it was a great weekend. So I hope that you had a great weekend too. So today I'm going to talk to you about confidence versus arrogance. I have my notes. I asked y'all, but I also saw a post this morning. Hey Gretchen, how are you? How was your weekend? This morning that a friend posted, hey Kristen, and it just made me start thinking about this. And I thought, this is a struggle of mine, so I want to talk about this. So if you are hopping in, give me a hello. Let me know that you are here. I know it's in the middle of the day on a Monday, but it is what it is. So how is everyone today? Let me know how your weekend was. If you do not know who I am, I'm Jennifer Stroman, hashtag the Glitter CEO, and I love all things magical. Unicorns, rainbows, glitter, you name it, I love it. And one of my favorite things is to help people unleash their inner sparkle. If you want to know why I don't do live standing up, it's because I am super dynamic and I want to talk and do things with my hands and all kinds of, so usually I'm trying to sit when I do lives just because I get a little animated. So today I'm gonna be a little animated. We're gonna talk about confidence versus arrogance. Now, this is an area that I have struggled with for quite a long time because I don't want to come off as that arrogant person, right? You don't want to come off as being that conceited person. You don't want to come off as being not true to yourself, right? Like I always have trouble. I don't know how many of you, if you're watching and you own a business or you're an entrepreneur and you want to shout yourself out, right? Like you're proud of your accomplishments. Like you want to talk about how you're doing and how well you're doing, right? Like you want to be proud of that. Is anybody else, or is it just me who wants to be able to be like, yeah, I did that. Like that's super cool, and want to celebrate with your friends. But how do you do that without being completely arrogant and conceited and just that egotistical person? That is a struggle that I've had. I remember when I was up at the Treehouse, which is like our corporate headquarters for our company, and I was with the CEO and we were chit-chatting about this and we were talking about weaknesses. This was one of my top weaknesses. How do you come off confident without the arrogance behind it? How do you, balance that? And at the end of the trip, I had a really good foundation for that and understood what the difference was in my head, because I know what the difference is, but in my head, I had translated it in there and it came into mindset, and I understood that there is a huge difference between the two, and you can absolutely have confidence and shout yourself out without being arrogant. Can I get an amen? Let me know that you are here. Throw me up some hearts. Let me know you're here. Tell me hello. So here we go. Number one. And I'm going to give you 7. I chose 7 because 7 is a perfect number, and number 7 is my favorite one. So I'm going to go through all of these. Number 7 is my favorite, so hang in tight for me. Number 1, the difference between confidence and arrogance. Number 1 is relatable versus being out of touch. I had someone actually comment this on my post, and this was my number 1 is relatable being out of touch. So what do I mean? Someone who's relatable, they're genuine. They're true, they're real, they're raw, they're vulnerable. They can relate to you. Can I get an amen? Can I get a number 1 if you agree with that? Relatable people are confident, but they're not arrogant. If you're relatable, if you've got that vulnerability, hey Lindsay, how are you? Thank you, Megan. If you are being genuine, you're being personable, you are relatable, you are not being arrogant. The arrogant person, the out of touch person is someone that you can't approach. They're unapproachable. You can't approach them. They're put on a pedestal. You feel like you can't get to them. Does anybody know those types of people? Anybody? You cannot get to them. They are going to sacrifice friendships. They're those types of people that you look at and you're like, I don't even know if I want to be friends with them, right? They're so out of touch versus being relatable and you being able to understand them. So that's number 1. If you know people who are relatable, drop me a number 1 below. And if you know somebody who is completely out of touch and put on their pedestal, give me the X. Give me the X. We don't like those pedestals. I don't want to be put on a pedestal. I don't. I remember, that was one of the first things I said is how do I be confident and say something about what I've done and accomplished without being put on a pedestal? I can't stand it. I can't stand people who want to be put on a pedestal. I can't stand those who think that they deserve to be on a pedestal. Now don't get me wrong now, girls. We all deserve a crown and we all deserve to sit in our throne. Can I get a hell yeah? So we all deserve to have our crown and sit in our throne. However, I'm talking about arrogant people. Number 2, kindness versus being a jerk. There's some other words that I could use, but we're going to go with jerk. Okay, so you can be kind versus being a jerk. If you are kind, it's about the attitude. Are you uplifting people? Are you motivating people? Are you inspiring people? When you say something, are you saying it with confidence, but you have kindness behind your words? Are you trying to help someone in your confidence? Are you trying to give somebody else the confidence to do the same? Or are you arrogant? Are you being a jerk? And I mean a jerk. You know jerks? Give me a number 2 if you know a jerk in your life. These people tear you down. These people belittle you. They are just those donkeys, you know, them asses that are just ugly. That's the snide remarks. It's that nastiness. Does anybody know an ass? If you know a donkey, if you know an ass, if you know a jerk, give me the number 2. Like, who are these people? Do you have any kindness in you? If you're confident, you can be kind. If you're arrogant, you cannot be kind. Not usually, because you're being a jerk. Too busy being a jerk. Number 3, are you loving this? Throw me up some hearts if you're totally digging this. Number 3, it's about proud versus braggy. Now, I'm not talking about pride. We're going to get there later. Proud versus braggy. So, when you are proud of yourself, you are excited that you did something. You are happy about the accomplishment. You are happy that you achieved something. You are proud of yourself. You can be proud of yourself. There is nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. It took me a lot of years to learn that it was okay to be proud of myself. That's so sad. It's so sad. But it was always like, okay, I got that, now what? And if you're a red personality, this happens to you. There's never that moment where you say, okay, I can stop for a minute and be proud of what I've accomplished. You have a tendency to say, okay, check that off the list. Let's go down. Next, give me more. What else? And so you never get to the point where you just stop and absorb what's going on around you and be proud of yourself. It is okay to be proud. That is confidence. It is okay to know what you've achieved and accomplished and be proud. The difference is when you're braggy, when you're coming across as being very I don't even know another word, just bragging about it. Well, you did that, well, I did this. That's that braggy arrogance. That is arrogance. When you're proud of yourself, you know what? I accomplished this. This is what we did. When you get into the bragginess, you're just... You little peon. You don't know. That's the difference. Proud versus braggy. Let's go on. Number 4. Acknowledge the flaws versus you ain't got none. You don't have any flaws because you be perfect. You be perfect now, you little arrogant. So if you acknowledge your flaws, you understand that you're not perfect. You understand that you have things you need to work on. You understand that you may not be right. You may not be right. What a revelation. You may not be right. Anybody else ever experienced the point where they have to realize maybe I ain't right? If you have ever done that, give me a number 4. Sometimes you just don't know the right answer. Sometimes you have a weakness. Sometimes you need to learn. And if you can acknowledge, you know what? I do have weaknesses. I do have things I need to work on. You know what? I am not closed off to learning something. I'm absolutely open to learning more. I'm open-minded. I'm going to receive what somebody has to say. If you agree, drop me a heart below. My heart is open to learn more. My heart is open to hear more. And I get that I have weakness and I am up for learning how to fix those weaknesses, how to turn those weaknesses into a strength. That is acknowledging your flaws. When you do not have any flaws, you feel like you are perfect. You are being very arrogant. You're very single-minded. You have a difficulty with actually hearing, that you're wrong because you're not wrong. You cannot reason with these people. They are absolutely perfect in their sight. Not only are they on that pedestal, but there ain't nothing gonna touch them because they are perfect. They have no flaws. Anybody know somebody who thinks they have no flaws? Why don't you comment jerk below? We're gonna call them jerks. So if they have no flaws, they are jerks, okay? Because we all have flaws. We are not flawless. Although sometimes my makeup is absolutely flawless. Number 5, knowing capabilities versus being superior. This one's a great one because this is about self-perception too. If you know your capabilities, you know what you have, you know what you got, girl. You know what you got and you're gonna own it. It's okay to own what you got. You got your goodies, own them. You know, you've got to be able to own that. And if you agree with me, put "oh girl" below. So you can know your capabilities. You can know what you have to offer. That is confidence. Being able to walk into a room and know that you look good is confidence, okay? Arrogance is that you're superior. Superior. You're belittling those people. You walk in and there is no one above you. There's no one above you. No one can come talk to you. Nobody's in your circle. You ain't got time for them. You are superior. That is the difference between knowing your capabilities and being superior. Are y'all loving this? Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. We got 2 more to go. So, number 6, I like this one a lot just because of it's the nature of me. Are you blessed? Are you blessed? Comment below blessed if you are blessed in your life. Are you blessed or are you trying to make an appearance? What do I mean by this? This is what's going to set apart the confident people and the arrogant people. You are blessed. You can be confident in your blessings. You can be excited. You can have compassion. You can be passionate about something. You can love life. Okay? So you are blessed in your life and you can be confident in that blessing. You can be confident in the multiple blessings. You can be confident in the fact that you are blessed with success. Okay? The difference is, are you trying to appear to be successful? Are you trying to lie to people? Are you trying to, what is the perception? Are you being fake? I had a phone call earlier with somebody and they were talking about someone else, another third party, and they were saying that they weren't real sure what that person stood for. They weren't real sure whether or not that person was real because they had switched so much. Remember me talking about the goat worshipers? Okay, so if you're acting like you're a goat worshiper, you must be a goat worshiper, right? Are you real? Are you just trying to make this appearance? Are you lying to people? Are you putting this perception out there? Those people that are arrogant want you to believe that they are perfect. They want you to believe that their life is perfect. They want you to believe that they're sipping champagne on a Monday afternoon, cheers, and they really are sitting in their room with a glass of water because that's all they can afford. Okay, the arrogant people want you to have this perception and it ain't true. It's not true, okay? Whenever you're blessed and you have a blessing, it's okay to be confident in that. It's okay to be like, you know what, I'm going to own this and I'm blessed. I have been blessed. So if you've ever been blessed, comment blessed below. And the very last one and my favorite. This is my favorite. Throw me up some hearts as we end this. The last difference between confidence and arrogance is humility versus pride. I told you I'd come back to this. So being proud of yourself and being prideful are 2 totally different things in my book. Okay? If you are being prideful, if you are full of pride, then you have that conceit. You have an ego. You have vanity. Right? We went back to the perfect, the pedestal, everything, the arrogant, the jerk, all of these things. When you are prideful, that can knock you off that pedestal. Being prideful is so much different than being proud of yourself. Being prideful is very ugly. It's a bad place to be. It's very negative, okay? And humility is a very positive place. You're coming at it in a totally different direction. You know where you came from. You know your roots, and you know what it's taken to get you to where you are. You have humility. You understand that you're not perfect. You understand that there was somewhere that you had to be to get to this place. There's something that you had to learn to climb up this place. If you understand that you know the roots that you came from, comment roots below because roots are important. You may have been that little girl that didn't have a dad, living in a trailer park, and mom's, electricity was cut off repeatedly, and now you're a multi-million-dollar woman, and you don't act arrogant, you act confident because you know where you came from. You know your roots. And it may not be such, a root like that. It could just be, whether your heart or whatever, but you know who you are, and be true to yourself. Humility. Do you have humility? Are you confident and have humility? Or do you have that vanity, that ego, that conceit? Because then you are arrogant. If you found any value in this content, please hit the share button. I would totally appreciate it. And let me know if you liked this, and if you'd like to see a little bit more of me standing up and kind of going at it, because I have a tendency to be a little more animated and dynamic when I stand. I hope that you have an amazing Monday, and we will talk soon. Peace.